afternoon. This is Gaming Stream number 43, and I'm your host, Devious Dave Rose. Hopefully my audio is working. It was just, for some reason, not. So, as always, let's start off the show by showing our gratitude and appreciation for all those who have chosen to spend their time with us here today. We have It's the man with two first names. It's Steve Callan. And I'm sure hate watchers out there because they've got nothing better to do. And are worthless bitches like Tab and shit, and the list goes on. But today, actually, we're going to have a little bit of fun because tomorrow, one of the final windows is opening for the Artemis 1 launch. And I thought I'd try to replicate it in Kerbal Space Program. They are going to try to... Well, their windows are closing, and if they don't get it up by December, then they're going to have to, scrap the entire launch until probably maybe January, February. So, yeah, if it happens, it'll be tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. Eastern, I believe. So let me just transition here to the game. There you are. And I thought we'd take a little break from playing the retro games. I still have a nice big list of them, and I've been adding a few since they were recommended to me. So some of them I haven't played in ages, so it should be fun. But I thought today I'd switch it up a bit. And we're going to play some Kerbals. And I'm open to play some other stuff. I might play some retro stuff. I thought I'd start it out with some Kerbals. So, I'm going to start the game here. Let me just check this one message. If it'll respond. All right, and back to the game. All right, so we're going to start a new one. We'll call this gaming, and it'll be sandbox. This way there shouldn't be any remnants of the old program, or the old settings, I should say. So, we're going to go and start this off at the Vehicle Assembly Building. Hope the weather's good for you, because here it's very cold. Well, it's cold. So we're going to call this Artemis 1, and we're going to use a... remote guidance system, because this one's the one that's launching tomorrow is going to be unmanned. So we'll see. We'll try to replicate that as close as possible. So if I pick one of these, which I will in a moment, it has to be manned. First, I've got to pick one of these. Get this. No, that's too big. So this one here. Yep. And we'll connect it to the top. Top, we're going to need a coupler. If anyone wants to call in, that's perfectly fine by me. There we go. Unlike the unlike the classic video games, I have to move it from there. I can mostly keep a conversation going. Also, some very concerning news is that two missiles apparently, at least one missile, they're saying potentially two, landed in Poland. They're saying that they're Russian missiles, and apparently it's killed at least two people from what's being reported. But the Russian news agencies are coming out saying those weren't Russian missiles. If they were, they'd be errant, so they obviously weren't aimed at Poland. And... NATO can't invoke Article 5. Invoking Article 5 is amongst their charter, if one of us gets attacked, we all attack the aggressor. So that would start World War III. But it wasn't meant on purpose, clearly. And there's a very good possibility that this was actually these were actually Ukrainian missiles, and they got shitty equipment. That stuff went errant and landed in Poland. So we'll see what develops there. But already trending on Twitter is World War III. And I'm sorry, but that's. Are there crazy people on the world that want to see it burn, with total nuclear Armageddon? Yes. The elite don't want that, though, because they need their slaves alive. So, but it makes it all that more difficult when there are literally thousands of nuclear warheads throughout the world. And, if a country gets desperate enough, there's a good chance that shit will end up on the black market, as it has in the past. Shout out to Extreme Shaft. He says, afternoon from the America. That's right, there's only one. Because you don't spell freedom with Celsius. But, speaking of America, this is your tax money. Well, in virtual form, but if this launch goes off, well, even if it doesn't, they've spent billions of dollars on this rocket, so they better get some fucking results. All right, so let's do it to it. We need... we're going to try to build this as close as possible. And I had a window open, so let me just do this. Where is it? No? Windows capture. There we go. I want to show... Bear with me here. Yeah, that's the one. No, that's not the one. Is that the one? Yeah. All right. So, just want to show you what it looks like. Do the transition here. All right. So this is, and there's going to be multiple what they call blocks, so builds. First one that's going to be going up is Block 1A, this one here. Eventually, there's going to be a secondary stage there, and that's going to help boost the cargo that they want to get to the moon. And there's going to be, well, this would be for the lander. This would be for bases, but these ones here have capsules for crew. So basically, it's not going to be the biggest one, but it's still quite massive. It's approaching the height of the Apollo Saturn V rocket, which was massive. Is there another photo? Yeah, here we go. So Block 1, there's the Saturn V. There's the Soviet nuclear moon rocket, N1. There's Block 2, which includes that secondary stage, and this is for the cargo. And even still, there is the SpaceX spaceship. They just call it spaceship. This thing is going to be the tallest and most powerful rocket supposedly ever made. And they're doing massive tests right now in Florida. They've been able to get the main core running, I think, with 7 engines at full, which basically means that we're getting real close where this thing is actually going to launch and go into orbit. And it may happen in the next couple of weeks. But they're testing daily. You've seen, like, you can see these videos, and they've got live streams of the launch centers. He's constantly tweeting out the success that's coming with it, and I'm looking forward to that. And that should be very interesting on how that goes well, or goes off, I should say, and I hope it goes well. But yeah, the SpaceX basically spaceship disconnects here. The lower half, which is still, very large. You can see its size here. It basically comes back on a belly flop, into the atmosphere, and that's supposed to slow it down because more surface area and as such, more friction. And then it flips up onto its ass and comes in what's called a suicide landing because it uses most of its fuel at the final portion rather than a gradual slowdown. So that should be fucking awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And I might try to make the SpaceX one, but it's difficult. The parts that exist in the game aren't necessarily made for having those tail fins and such, because they're supposed to alter in space, in shape. All right, so where's our capsule? Oops, not there. All right, let's get to this. So we need thermal. Where's our thermal? Heat. Hope the sound's coming in okay. All right, so we need a heat shield. That's too big. This one. All right. And now we're building primary stage. Oh, we need a decoupler. Too big. Too small. Just right. There we go. Alrighty, so we're going to need to attach parachutes onto this. It's under utility. And we need the drogue as well. These will help slow us down, and then the main ones will open up after. So make that into 3, I think. Actually, no, we'll make it into 2. And then add 1 on this side here. There we go. We're going to make a secondary stage here, so we want this down here. Obviously, this will separate first, and then these will go. And then we want a stage above that, which will be for the regular parachutes. So we'll add a new stage. It should automatically just add them to that. Oops. Add 3. There we go. And yeah, it looks like it's going into the right stage, so I'm just going to check that. Gonna put this a little bit lower. There we go. So this, whether some of you guys are interested or not, this Saturday is Full Gear, AEW Full Gear. I suspect that we're going to see MJF win, so you should get that title. This is if you ever need to escape. This thing will. What's supposed to happen is if there's something wrong with the rocket, this will eject the capsule, and then this thing will fire off immediately. And it's supposed to pull the capsule away from the exploding rocket, and then this thing is supposed to shoot off, and then this thing can land. The capsule can land normally, but we don't really need that. Where did our... It didn't move them into the right spot. You bastard. There we go. Alright, so that's supposed to go off. And then there's supposed to be an ejection. Yeah, I'm not going to waste it on that. Alright, we need to make a stage that's going to basically get us to the moon. So, fuel tanks... Too big. I want to have a quick look at what this thing looks like. Orion capsule. Okay, you can see some stuff here. But look at this. There's the jettison motor and rocket on top. This is a fairing that just goes and covers this for protection. And here's that stage that goes basically underneath. It's the service module. It's got all the stuff in there. And it's basically what it looks like underneath. But there's the extra stage. This small stage is supposed to be the one that just can get back to Earth, but it's supposed to control orbit around the moon. See? But it's got the additional stage, this one. That's the one I want to be a little bit more certain on. All right. Let's get back to the game then. And, well, we'll try our best. That will be for the smaller stage. I think they're down here. Yeah. We need a rocket for that. And we need some fuel. There's some RCS fuel. Shooby-boop. This is the RCS stuff is what allows you to maneuver with your thrusters, these things here. That might be a little too much, but I'll use this one. Use this one. No, too small. I don't like it. Shooby-dooby-doop. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, actually, to be quite honest. I think I know what I'll do. Okay, so where's the cargo? What I'm thinking is I'm gonna put a cargo bay. We'll load that up with RCS. Just gotta remember where the fuck it is. Oh, I think it's in coupling. No. It's been a while since I played, I guess. Come on. Payload. Fucking payload. Alright, so we open this up. And we'll just stick a bunch of RCS in here. Let's see, so fuel tanks. We can take the small ones, put 2 in there. Oops. Clone it. There we go. And maybe a little bit more. There we go. These little guys. Yeah, so that's a lot of RCS. Probably overdoing it, but whatever. Close that up. Oops. Touch. Nope. There we go. All right, so now we're going to need a rocket for this. Make you laugh, Dave, says Jacob RP. Okay, did you hear about that family of pecans that moved into the neighborhood? They're nuts. Ba-dum-ts. Also, get me some material because I can easily laugh at many people, and I can, just say normal things, and people will laugh because, yeah, these people are clowns. All right, so where's our engines? There we go. You technically have the ability of using these, and they're not bad once you combine several. But these ones are nice, 120. But 60 kilonewtons. I think that's appropriate. All right. So now we need a decoupler there. Actually, will we put a decoupler there? Yes, we will. So decouple. What are you saying these days? How's your car doing? Everything okay there with the car? Okay, so there's that. There's that. We want we'll just use this big one. And we want, oh no, we needed that, okay. That goes there. This goes here. And for some reason it doesn't want to cover the entire thing. But it does look kind of like the actual version. We need a smaller decoupler though, nope. There we go. This goes here. This one's going to get a long rocket engine, just like we saw in the photo. It's a nuclear engine, which are cool. Where is it? It's one of these. 215 and 240. This one has the swivel. That's the one we want. We need another coupler or decoupler. What am I going to pick? Well, it doesn't really matter. Still going to be covering that. Get rid of these. Shout out to Fest Love in the chat. Says, what's up, DDR? You don't have to shout at us, RP. Yeah, he's got the all caps on. If I connected that to there, that would flow down and provide that. No, we don't want to do that. You can run fuel lines actually along these, so certain engines get fuel from another tank. It's really cool. It's called asparagus launching because it's hard to explain, but very cool. So we got our engine there. We need our secondary stage. So structural, I believe. Or is it going to be for fuel? We need the triangle sort of cone thing here. How big is this one? Too big. There's a lot of stuff I gotta do, and I'm still not liking this too much. Might do a smaller fuel tank down here. Yeah, worth a shot. So, we got our engine, and we need the decoupler next, but we need the adapter. So structural, nope, that one. Was there a bigger one, though? No. Except for the fuel ones. These were just tall. Alright, I guess we'll go with this. So we need now a fuel tank that will fit that. Nope. Oh, that's what we're going to need for the large stage. Large stage is this one. We want to change the color to orange so it looks similar. We'll clone it, but we have to wait to attach it. So engines, where's our, these ones here. We're going to use this one and probably attach a fifth engine in the middle. Or, no. Yes, you know what, I will do that. All right, next up. Jacob, what foods, what Latino food should I be featuring on my Latino cooking show? By the way, the Space Launch System, which is what we're building right now, has 5 main rockets to launch it, plus 2 solid rocket boosters. So, where the fuck is the tank we need? We need the adapter for this. Ah, yeah, there we go. That's better. So, says I. Okay. Starting to look a little better. Just want to see if I can get the proportions right. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be 3 of these. Attach this engine block here. This is what I was referring to. So you've got these 4 engines. They all have an output of 1,000 each. I just want to check on the... Yeah, so it's basic using 4 of them. So we want a 5th one. And I'm going to try to attach it. Did it go in the center? No. And we're going to now use the move tool. There we go. Make it nice and flush. Hey, that's not what I said. No. Fuck. Let's try that again. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. Beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty. All right, we're going to save before anything fucks up. Thessalov says, RP wants you to call the rocket the Waxed Eyebrow 1. Just one waxed eyebrow? Didn't Bullfrog shave his eyebrow? I seem to remember that for some reason, but... Alright, so, back to this here. We're probably going to want a fairing to cover this up. Yeah. Let's see if this works. So, where's our fairings? I think it's this size, yeah. Gotta wait till this thing goes green and then it lets me see how the name is changing from orange to green slightly. It should just snap though, because see? Let's see if I toggle that. Maybe this can work this way. just a little bit further out. There we go. So, perfect. Do that. We'll check the stages in a bit. That's looking nice. Yeah, technically we should have a fairing around this too, but fuck that. We need thrusters, and we need solar panels. So this is basically where they are. And thrusters. That's under command control. 4-way directional thrusters. No, we need to move them lower, or they will prevent the doors from opening. Looking good. Save that. This might wobble because it's not connected. Fuck it. Let's launch it the way it is. So what else did I have to do? Staging. So from the bottom, actually first we need the launch towers. All right, so 4 should be good. And clearance is good. We'll save that. So all engines go first. Then there's so these go first. Then this is released. If you look at the right, you see the progression. So engines, then these. Then there has to be the fairings. Yep, these things have to fall off. Eject from inside there. Yep. Right. Yep. Rocket goes, separates from there. Main engine for the command capsule. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let's launch her up. More than anything, a prototype than anything more. But all right, so we'll activate our SAS. That's our computer, and we'll raise thrust. Oh shit! What we forgot was the solid rocket boosters. You know what? Let's see what happens. The way this is built right now, we'll throttle to 100, and let's see if this thing can even attain liftoff. Okay. See what happens as it goes faster, and the environment starts to affect it. Because I think you already see a little bit of wobbling, and we might see more because again, inside that fairing, I didn't connect it. With additional struts, which would keep it from flopping over. And, well, that does happen from time to time. So, hey, we might be lucky. It is uncrewed, though, so no Kerbals were killed in the making of this rocket. Okay, so we're at about 7 kilometers now. If we look at the map, see our apoapsis growing to about 25 kilometers. We're going to want to try to start flipping over. We're going to control this. And watch our fuel too. We're at Less than 50%. We're definitely going to need those solid rocket boosters because we won't be able to attain an orbit. Okay, so this is stretching out. Good. Slowly, yep, good. We are at full thrust right now. Take a look at our rocket. Beautiful. Oh, we got to eject our fairings quick. There we go. Beautiful. Those will fall back to the atmosphere. Oh, shit. There we go. See? See? I should have... Those were holding that thing from... The rocket looks horny. Ground control to Major Tom. Dick is flopping, flopping on. Alert, alert. And we're almost done the fuel. Let's see if we just eject this. We gotta see if we can salvage our orbit here. Doubtful, but... If I do, I think this is normal, or radial out. That's when you're pointing upwards, I guess, from the surface. You can boost your orbit, but now stage is empty. We're gonna activate our engines here, see if maybe this stage has enough fuel to get us into orbit. It's looking doubtful. I think it got very excited, but couldn't. You know, it was a semi-chub, right? Who knows? Maybe it's possible we can get to orbit with this amount of fuel. The issue is, can we get back back out of orbit? Yeah, and it's not growing. I need to be pointing prograde. That's not even going to help. We should be pointing full prograde when we're at 100 kilometers. Shout out to Rocka in the chat. Rocka from down under. Says, hey, DDR, hope all is well. Just a quick drive-by hello. LOL, have a good one, my friend. Cheers. Cheers to you, good sir. So yeah, there's no way that we're going to be able to do this. So we're going to go into retrograde, slow ourselves down a bit, and then we're going to eject this stage. Open these up if you want to check them out. Very cool stuff. You can put experiments and stuff in there. It's good if you've got a career going on. So we're slowing down. Oh, we're out of. Are we out of fuel? No, we're not. It's still going. It was on the horizon. I couldn't see it. But I'm gonna eject this stage. Oh. There you go. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a close one. So I left that engine running on purpose so that it would dance for us. Dance for us. See, we are if I switch to it, yeah, I can switch to other things as long as they're not too far away. But yeah, we're probably going to watch this thing blow up because we can see the thermal effects already on it. And the engine's still going. That's great. So if we go our map real quick, we'll see that our descent is proceeding here along this path. Our speed is slowing, and we do have to wait, I think it's about 10 kilometers before we can activate our drogue chutes. Because if not, they won't work in this. Well, in real life, they'd blow up. But this isn't real life. This is Kerbals. And yeah, the new one, I don't know when it comes out, but the new one, the graphics are fucking beyond spectacular. And you can colonize planets or even take an interstellar travel to another solar system. So, 2 and 2. I don't know. I don't know which one's which. Okay, so the drogues automatically opened up. So they were the ones I selected. These here. And there's the parachutes. Oh no, so the parachutes opened up first. Why didn't the drogues? That doesn't make sense. Okay, well, a successful failure, maybe? Let's fast forward just a little bit. So I think it's at 1 kilometer or 1,000 meters when the main chutes open up. Just can't remember. Yeah, so about 2,000 some. The drogues opened up. And we're still at, yeah, so these will open up at about 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. So I heard Joe might go live today. I don't know the validity of that statement. And there, all the parachutes are open. But yeah, we're gonna have to do this. First, we're gonna have to put some struts on that limp dick and have it prevent what it did. But we're gonna have to attach the solid rocket booster. It's the only way that this thing is going to get into orbit properly, and yeah, we need more power. So I believe next Thursday is Thanksgiving for Americans. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, a preemptive. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Yeah, it reminds me I'm going to have to contact some of my American family to wish them a very merry holiday. So yeah, so we'll just fast forward until get to the ground here. We're almost there. And you can see at the top here, this always measures in, what's it called, sea level. Never, like this is for the ground. So if you click on this, this will tell you how far you are off the ground. But if you have it here, it's telling you to sea level. So you might be landing on mountains, and some mountains are hundreds of feet above sea level. So you got to be careful, with your radar. All right, so we're going to recover. We're going to have to go to the tracking station. The other day, they had a sale on this game. It was 66% off. So, and that's the full version. So you won't get the fuck-ups that you've seen here. You might get other fuck-ups. But, all right, so we've learned our lesson. It costs taxpayers billions of dollars. So now we've got to correct this. All right, so takeoff, launch struts there. Where are we going to put them? Because we only need 2, and I guess we're going to put them on the side here. Yeah, that's where we'll put them, because top of the capsule's there. All right, so we need decouplers, pair of decouplers. And this one's force 450. This one's 250. We're picking this one. Put it on both sides. Think about there should do. That might be a little high, but we can move that later. Now we go to our solid rocket boosters, which are in engines. And they're big boys. I think it's this. Yeah, these are the ones. Yeah, that's attached. But we need to move these lower. So, go there. They're just scarily close to the rocket. But, yeah, that's fine. So, structural, yeah. I won't. Usually you'd put parachutes on here. You'd want to recover them. But fuck it. This is your tax money. At least it's not going to Hunter Biden. So, where's the nose cone we want? This one. Bam. Looking purty. Structural again for our struts. So we'll like that. Go like that. I'm not going to skimp out either. Ooh, we do need rockets on the solid rocket boosters, because if they're not ejected with enough force, and they should be, but they'll basically bash into the rocket while it's trying to get, like, while it's still ascending, and the whole thing's gonna blow up. So we need these little things, Sepatrons. Position them usually around the top here, because the momentum is going this way, right? Up, according to what you're looking at. It needs to arc away from, so you have momentum coming from here, but you need it to curve away before the bottom half hits any portion. So let's see here. Okay, so we got it. There we go. 45-degree angle usually works well. Check the other one. Yep. Now we do the same thing for this. Rotate it the opposite direction. Oops. Looking good. Get them both there. Yep. Save that. I'm wondering if I should put more. Yeah, I'll put a. Let's do it at the bottom as well. Oh, yeah, this Saturday is the CFL Grey Cup. It's the Super Bowl of Canadian football. I'm sure Shaft really loves that. But yeah, that should be a good one. It's my team versus Steve Callan's team, and I had wanted to see that, not for any sort of rivalry reasons, but just for the fact that they both deserve it. The Winnipeg Jets, the Blue Bombers, they really showed their stuff this year, and I'm very happy for them. They've had a very long drought, and yeah, it should be a good game. It should be a really good game. They're playing it in Saskatchewan, eh? All right, so need to figure out. Okay, so our rockets, Sepatrons. We need the Sepatrons and the. Okay, so Sepatrons, solid rocket booster. Oh no, hold on. These solid rocket boosters, these two here, have to go with the main rockets. What's this one? That's supposed to go after. So these are those. But we wanted to separate and all these little rockets to go off at the same time. the separatrons. So we'll put it up here. Yeah, there we go. Oops. All right, so rockets go off. Well, we need these fuckers on as well. 4. Nope. Why is that doing that? It won't let me. Okay, well, 2 should be enough. There we go. Save that. All right, so where is our... There's that. And what's this fuel here? Oh, that's the fairing. No, we don't want that, so... all right, so this is supposed to go after all the rockets. Nope. Where's the rockets? Yeah, in there. Okay. So all the rockets, and we need the boosters. Where are the boosters? There. No, there. Still not identifying them. That's that. That's that. Oh, there they are. Yeah, so that's what we want. Yeah, 1 and 2. Save it again. I really do hope this thing launches. I mean, they basically started in 2008, although they're building on stuff that was already being worked on by Bush's administration since, I think, 2004. So that's when they announced the Constellation program, which failed and went over budget, blah, blah, blah. So then they basically adapted this new one, the Space Launch System, to utilize a lot of the parts that were left over from that program, and this is what we got. But, again, billions and billions poured into this shit. All right, so we've got that done. Those are looking good, so let's see the order. Bam, separate. No, fairings have to go up here. And actually, that'll be like that. So these will separate, and all the rockets will go off at the same time. It should be sufficient to actually eject them properly without crashing. Fairings, yep. Separation, yeah. Everything else was good. All right. Let's launch the... We can imagine that, you know, as they do normally, they repurpose and renovate the capsule, so they'll use it multiple times until its structure is too weak to continue. SpaceX does that a lot with their rockets, and they're getting good at a really quick turnaround on repairing and refurbishing them, so that they imagine that they'll be able to launch a rocket like every hour. Like, it lands, they refurbish it, and then they put it right back out. That's some very, I'd say, groundbreaking proposals, you know? So, cool stuff. All right, so... I've literally just forgotten how to play this game. What is the key again? Oh, I forgot to, you know what? I forgot to put struts in here. In here, or we'll get floppy dick again. So we're going to have to go back. Revert flight to the vehicle assembly. So, structural here, and oops, clicked the wrong window. Oh, you can just connect them to that. They'll blow off once the the coupler ejects. So, but at least this thing won't flop around. Yeah, and now to think of it, that might have prevented us. If that didn't do it at that point, we may have been able to attain orbit. But we need to get those fairings off. Technically, not at. We don't need to do it so low either, but fuck it. Alrighty, let's. Actually, hold on. This is kind of cool what you can do. So we've saved that. We've exited. Honestly, for the life of me, I don't understand how I forgot the fucking the key for yeah, R and S, isn't it? I don't know. Settings. Input. It's T. Yeah. And R. Okay. That. Hope my keyboard's not having problems. Start the game. Come on. All right, so we're going. Oh, the lovely Miss Tiff in the chat says, "Hi, Dave. Hope you're doing well. So, is Trump announcing tonight for 2024 what will happen with Russia-Poland missile situation? And did you see the Team USA's official logo for the World Cup?" Yes, I'm glad that you brought all that stuff up. Actually, for those that don't know, well, why tell you when I can show you? So, Team USA. I guess I'm going to have to type in soccer, because they won't understand football. Okay, so this one here. That is their logo. This is what it looks like now. So yeah, for no reason at all, let's just represent a group of people that make up, what, 2% of the population, that many just don't care to be used as tokens and such. But yeah, it's even reached this, which is pathetic. And well, Dubai is basically told people, if we see you kissing in public, you're getting arrested and flogged. So don't come here with your cultures and try to establish them, in our country, is what the people have been saying. But yeah, I thought there was an announcement at 9 this morning, but I'm guessing now it's 9 at night. It could be that he's running for president. Certainly seems like now would be a good time to do so if that was your plan. But you know that he's, trolled people in the past, and he's made these sort of cryptic announcements, and then it turns into nothing. So you never know what could be happening. But yeah, I talked about the Russia-Poland thing earlier. Right now, there's no definitive proof it actually came from Russia. There's suspicion that it could be Ukrainian missiles that went errant. Even if they are Russian missiles, they would also be errant, and as such weren't intended to be fired at Poland. So NATO can't invoke Article 5 of their charter to basically start war with Russia. And there's also some things that smell a little bit when it comes to that whole thing, because The Ukrainians want money, and they've already been caught hoaxing situations to try to make it look like they're in desperate need of money and guns and all this stuff. And we've already know. I'm sure that you know this, Tiff, about the FTX stuff. How the money was laundered out of America into Ukraine, and then Ukraine bought, you know, stock through FTX, and then that money in turn got funneled to the Democrats. It's insane the amount of corruption. Oh my God, it just blows my mind. All right, let's get back to space. So, oops, did we intend to do that? No, we didn't. Exit. You can go straight to the. This is a cool feature of the game. I'm looking forward to the World Cup, though. I will say that, Tiff. She says, I pulled out all my money a few months ago. I'm glad I did. I'm glad you did, too. I'm glad you did, too, because, yeah. Look, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's what I've been trying to tell people for the longest time. And it's part of the Great Reset. They're trying to, and this is why it is part of the mark of the beast, is that they are attempting to, amongst other things, but when combined together, it's the mark, digital currency, for one. But we're doing space right now. We can talk that stuff later. Okay, so the cool feature is you click on Launchpad, and you got all these different rockets that you have, and you can put your crew in there and stuff, so you don't have to do it necessarily from the assembly building. You can do it directly from the Launchpad. So I would pick, I guess, this one here. It's got two. I don't know why there's two, so maybe the last saved one. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go back here. And yeah, that's the extra things were probably the struts that I just added. So yeah, this is the one I want. This would cost 158,000 Kerbal monies. But okay, so let's load that up. Just make sure it is. Yep. All right. Let's see this bad boy. Oops. I noticed something. Ah. There weren't supposed to be four. No wonder. I kept wondering, why does it say 2 and 2? Because, there's two of them were made as mirrors, and then there was another one. All right, where is this thing? Not there. Let's scroll up. Way up. They're there. And those are there. No, we don't want those at the bottom. We want the... Okay, so... No. Okay, these are the last ones. These ones supposed to go before. There's the ferret. All right. That should be it. Should have saved, but whatever. Yeah, I'm going to keep following the Russia-Poland thing. These world politics actually do affect us. Idiots and loser morons like Tab would think that, we should only be concerned about our own countries, but what happens in Europe affects us. What happens in America affects Canada. I've already proven it. The UK's lost, and almost every single person located there is utter garbage, and they deserve their fate. So they had once conquered the entire planet, or at least had an empire where the sun never set, but guess that won't ever be coming back. Alrighty. There we go. So now it is working. Okay. SAS active. Oh my God, I didn't ask these guys to be on here. This was supposed to be an unmanned flight. No. All right, so anybody in here? Not supposed to be. We'll save that. And we'll launch it. All right, so SAS active. Let's do that. Let's give it a little bit of pomp and circumstance here. If this thing will choose to do what I'm asking. Let me pull this up on a browser. I've noticed Google's been somewhat slow these days. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I know a lot of foosball has been happening. There we go. I'll just play this.
30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program. Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading.
So here we are, lifting off from the Kerbal Space Center, located on the lovely planet of Kerbal. So we're getting ready here. I don't like our orientation. Watch our fuel. Yep. We don't want to get too high. Ah, beautiful. So we want to actually be closer to here, I believe. We want to bring this down a bit, slowly move towards equatorial, right on the 90 there. And there we go. This is our prograde, direction with the orbit. So just trying to keep this orbit from going too high up. Still compensate for trying to keep us, because now it's starting to lower a bit. If I do that, now we start to get it actually expanding quite substantially. And here's the issue too, is that we got a quarter of the quarter to a fifth of the tank left. We want to see if we can get this thing to fall into the ocean. We don't really want it orbiting. So we got to watch this too, because we still have all this fuel here, and if this perigrade, the lowest orbit around Earth, is above 80, it'll stay in orbit. We don't want that. And fuck. I might be able to. So the apogee is 203. It's very high though. We don't usually want that. But you can still do it. We might want to choose to eject this stage now, even though we have all this fuel, because if not, it's just going to stay in orbit. This huge thing here. So it could crash into us or we could crash into it. Let's see how high I can raise this. Let's see. I want to go in retrograde. Gonna check our electricity. It's good, but oh, we gotta eject our fairings too. There we go. So let's take a look at our monopropellant. We are trying to use that right now. Just get us in the retrograde. We have Matt Bourne in the chat says, Dave, bit of a random question. Oh, bit of a random question. But is the economy all going bad planned or just a random event? Absolutely planned. Absolutely planned. It's all by design. And they're trying to create these supply chain issues, supply shortages. If you actually take a look into this, look, one is an example. Two, you could consider a coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidence. Three, it's a pattern. So if you take a look, you could Google it yourself. Fire, food processing plant. Fire, food storage. You're going to find hundreds of cases that have happened in the last 2 years. And it's clearly by design. There is no way that this would be allowed unless there was obviously a particular reason to allow for it. You have decisions that are made to not. Let me just pause it here. You have decisions that are made that are clearly going to be detrimental to the economy by creating shortages in natural gas or petroleum. But then, because of that, deals are made with outside countries to pay more for that sort of thing, but not employ people domestically or create revenue. I could talk for hours about that. I'm getting riled up, so I gotta slow down. But yeah, all part of the plan, because it just culminates in what they're calling now, but this thing has had different names throughout the years, but the Great Reset. They want to basically wipe everything clean and force people to live under their one world system, really. It's the best way to explain it. All right, let's resume the flight. We are in retrograde position still, yes. So we want to get back into prograde. Because once we're up here, 164 kilometers, good. Still have some fuel left, which will allow us to raise the orbit, but still ensure that this thing is going to crash into the to the atmosphere. Matt says, I'm in the UK, but in Holland they're trying to destroy all the farms. It'd be getting bad. Yes, that's actually happened in America as well. But Holland was one that caused massive protests, and the response that the farmers got was just really totalitarian and overhanded. Getting beat down and arrested and all this, and it's absolutely correct. They're purposely creating shortages like that, and hoping that people will then become more reliant on government handouts, which will then, force the government to start to take out loans from the World Economic Forum, for example, the World Monetary or International Monetary Fund, and then basically indebt us permanently. So we're making our way to our apoapsis here. And we've got 30 seconds. So I'm going to try to use the rest of this fuel without, because we've got another stage that'll continue to let us get into the orbit, but yeah, we'll just eject them here because no point. All right, so what do we want to do? We want to pointing prograde. Electricity charge is diminishing, so we're going to have to do something about that. All right, so we're going to eject, activate our engine, and see if we can increase this periapsis to something a little bit conducive. All right, so there we go. We're in orbit. Where is it? The first stage there. Where's the first stage? There's our moon. There it is, back there. 1.7 kilometers. Let's see if we can go to it. This thing is going to crash into the water. Well, it depends. Might be on land, but we've got the other. So it went too far away. I think we can click and say switch to it. There we go. Come on. Switch to. There we go. All right, so now what we need to do is we're going to expand our solar panels. So what's the deal with your Prime Minister now? Because I've heard many people complaining about that, Matt Bourne. Also, that cunt who was Prime Minister for however few months, she doesn't deserve her pension. Unreal. You guys are just burning through your money. All right, so what we want now is, here's the moon. We're going to have to wait till we've completed an orbit to launch there. Apoapsis 166 and 105. It's good enough. So we're going to just do a time warp here. So far looking like the Artemis mission. But the trick with this game is to basically wait for the moon to breach the... oops, hold on. We want to put ourselves in prograde. So yeah, this stage is supposed to get us to the moon. Hopefully it does. We've already used a sixth, a fifth. But yeah, as soon as we see the moon breach the horizon, we just continue to put a prograde and fire up full throttle. I'm not sure if I mentioned to you guys, but yeah, I'm trying to coordinate with Jesse to work on sort of something for Final Frontier News, but like a separate show that goes under the Final Frontier News label, and that should be fun. So if you like that sort of thing, stay tuned. And also, at least I want to have more call-ins and interactions with people who I've done this in the past with Foul Play, for example. There's the moon, full throttle. But yeah, it is fun to have people call in, tell us about their experience with ghosts and paranormal and all that sort of thing. So yeah, at least that was my intention. And probably going to aim for that with that show because Final Frontier News is different. Yep, this stage will not get us to the moon. Pity. And I don't think this stage will either, to be quite honest. I think it'll run out, but all right, let's eject this and see what happens here. If it dies, it dies. Oh, there's a sort of asteroid close to us. This one's just on the edge of the solar system. Wow, that's cool. I think I will track them. Now this rocket engine, 60 kilonewtons, not a very good one to get to the moon. Now look at how it's burning through the fuel. It'd be much more efficient if it was here. But it's unmanned, so we don't have to worry. But the intercept probably won't be good, though. Halfway there with the fuel, so that's not too bad. Let's see where we end up intercepting. Oh, how close is that? 1,000,000 kilometers. Does it go down? Yeah. Trying to get as close as I can. Still 500,000 kilometers, that's a lot. Sure. Well, maybe a little more. Just gotta watch that fuel. Yeah, 400, that's good enough. All right, so now let me just do this here. And all right, come on. So we'll fast forward. So the Artemis mission is supposed to come in, orbit, I think it's 2 orbits around the moon, and then come right back to Earth. Oops, damn it, pressed the wrong window. All right, so our periapsis, the closest point that we're going to get to, will be 418,000 meters, or 418 kilometers. So once that's done, we'll zip up this way and then end up orbiting the Earth. This is sort of like they're doing with Artemis. So it's supposed to go like this. So it comes in, goes around once, close, then far, then comes in. It does another orbit, close again, goes far. So I guess it's 3, and then come back to Earth. So it's close enough. So let's just get to this point here. Do that. All right. So yep, we are on fast forward, obviously, but yep, approaching the moon. Or the mun, as they said in this game. And there's Kerbal. There's the planet. You can barely see it. Or Kerbin is the planet. We can open these up. Display our RCS fuel. And yeah, I mean, over-engineered. It's fine-tuning when it comes to this game. You gotta create your ship based on the mission profile. That's what they do in actual organizations like NASA or JAXA. Roscosmos. It's the Russian one. I don't know. I might play some retro games. I'll leave these open. Although technically you wouldn't want to do that, just because you need insulation from the sun. I think it's about 250 Fahrenheit. Anything exposed to the sun in a vacuum will be risen to the temperature of 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And anything in utter darkness, like over here, it would actually be its temperature would surface temperature would reduce to 250 degrees, negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit. So interesting stuff. According to legend, the Apollo moon capsule had to do what was referred to as the barbecue roll. So as it barreled towards the moon, it was constantly rotating, which would be very bad for navigation, or make navigation much more difficult. And supposedly it was to keep the astronauts from frying. But there's a lot of anomalies that exist with that supposed historical event. But yeah, we continue to move towards the moon. Let's speed it up here. It's a beautiful moon. Watching our fuel as well, because we're going to have to actually reduce our orbit to get back into the atmosphere of Kerbin. All right, so let's look back at the map. So this is our moon escape. So I believe this is where we entered. Oh, no, that's another intercept. Okay. Fast forward that. So this is the moon has a sphere of influence. So when you get close enough, obviously its gravity is going to affect you. That's basically the end of its influence. And because of our speed, it will shoot us. Although the gravity did affect us and curved our trajectory, we have enough velocity that we will experience an escape from its sphere of influence. And it looks like we our orbit, for some reason, ends up twisting into quite the angled orbit here. That is strange. All right, almost out of the influence, and let's see what happens here. Watch the orbit lines change. Their colors change. There we go. Now it's blue. Blue is in reference to Kerbal. Now, it would make no sense for us to try to reduce this portion of the orbit, the apoapsis, because it is the furthest point from the surface. Now, this one here is the closest. That's why it's the periapsis. Once we get up to here, we're going to pull a maneuver where we go in reverse. So right now we're moving this way. We're going to shoot our rocket so that we would be moving this way. What it's really going to do is just slow us down and bring the periapsis down. This is the most efficient place to do it. And bring us down so that we are close enough to intercept the atmosphere and be caught by the sphere of influence of Kerbal. So we're going to go for that. So now that we're out of that influence here, we can time warp. Oh, whatever. So now we're going to activate our engine, and we're going to watch the periapsis fall. And yes, our apoapsis is now catching up to us. $1.5 million. We're going to have to get it to probably 50. See how also the shape changes of the orbit depending on where you are. All right, so oof, we're coming in steep. And that's basically what the astronauts will need to be able to do, as well as any unmanned craft, is that they're going to be coming in from, excuse me, the moon, and as such, they're going to need to slow down because you need escape velocity to leave Earth's influence. And when you're coming back in, that's the same velocity. So that's why they need such a thick heat shield and so forth. And they've got to calculate this properly because if it's not, the capsule will skip right off the atmosphere and just bounce off into space. And apparently there are stories of many astronauts that's happened to. They're called the unknown astronauts, and Russia and America apparently, put people up there, test pilots and stuff, and before the technology was ready, and these people either burnt up or they bounced right off into space and never to be heard of again. Although story goes is that some of these capsules are tracked. So they ended up circling the sun, but they apparently know that that's them. So, all right, so we have still half fuel left, which isn't bad. This portion seems to be engineered okay, but a lot of improvements can be done, obviously. We've hardly even touched our RCS, monopropellant fuel. But it's good if you're maneuvering in orbit, especially when you've got, for example, a lander that you've got to dock with and sometimes move around. That's when you would certainly want that. Or on a space station, so that you could move parts from one side to the other and so forth. But now we are going to, since we're in retrograde, where's our planet? Oops, wrong button again. Come on. I can't see Kerbal. It's somewhere here. going to speed up. Here we go. Coming back to Kerbin. Periapsis at 5 kilometers. Oof, that's coming in steep. And you can see our angle. We went out on a equatorial 90-degree angle, and we're coming back, obviously because we didn't orient our spacecraft properly, at I'd say maybe 15 degrees from the horizontal, from the periapsis point of view. So what we're going to want to do is, stay in retrograde. We're going to use this to slow down as we come towards the planet. All right, let's see where our trajectory is taking us. Yeah, we're probably going to land somewhere here because we won't even make it to that point. The atmosphere will slow us down and start to bring down the periapsis. This is where we can always press or fire the engine on retrograde. Oops. Oh, did I do something bad? Yes. Did I lower it? No. Let's just go into prograde. This should lift it. Right? Yeah. Trying to increase that periapsis. Fuel. I guess that's good enough. We're not going to land there. This thing thinks that we're going to actually get out of here, but we're too steep in the atmosphere, so it will slow us down. We'll eject that stage. Let's just point in retrograde. And eject. All right, so now to do is go back to the map, and we'll probably begin to encounter the atmosphere around here. Let's see how this goes. Let's fast forward. It's going to slow us down because at certain altitudes you can't be on, well, you can't normally be on fast forward or time warp unless you force it to, which then can break things. So, all right, so at 57 kilometers, we are encountering the atmosphere. Periapsis is falling, as we expected it. And you can see that although it projected us to shoot off, no, this is decreasing as well. And we're obviously already in the atmosphere. There's no way we're going to bounce off this. Well, there shouldn't be. And there's the other piece there. It's about 2 kilometers away. That should start to encounter the atmosphere soon. There, it exploded. You see that? Portion exploded there. This is awesome. So we're going to actually do this. We're going to go to our ground radar now. Coming in at 2,400 meters per second. Beautiful. The ablator, that's this thing here. That's showing how much damage it's taken. So it's supposed to obviously survive sufficiently for you to be able to land and not burn up. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this this launch. It did exactly as Artemis would do, Artemis 1, that hopefully will launch tomorrow morning. And Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So 24 kilometers from the ground, still experiencing the thermal effects. We'll be opening up our drogue chutes soon, which should help slow us down. Still going at a blazing 900 meters per second. So we'll activate the drogues. There go the drogues. See, this time it worked. Beautiful. You can also see the speed substantially slow down. This is staying oriented very well. I like it. A little bit better. There we go. With those windows up. So 15 kilometers. Ground radar's alerting us. Still coming in fairly fast. If you came in like that, you'd die. Very, very pleased. Very pleased with this. Might have to spruce it up a little bit, just re-engineer the final stage that's connected to the capsule, tinker with it a bit, and maybe get a little bit more accurate. That should, remove the need to use struts for floppy dick. We're at 3 kilometers. Open other parachutes. You can see our speed dramatically slowing. We're at 1 kilometer. Well, 1.5 kilometers. And those chutes should open up just in a moment. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, it's the main ones that open up at 1 kilometer. And proceeding now at about 6 meters per second. We're at about 800 meters from the surface, according to our ground radar. We are 1,200 meters above sea level. And the first successful, not saying first launch, but first successful launch of Artemis 1 is just about complete. Soon we'll be able to stock it with actual members of the community and maybe even have them land on the surface of the moon. Rescue not included. So let's fast forward. Half a kilometer, just under half a kilometer. Meters. Back to normal speed. Yep, 6 meters per second should be enough. Well, it's usually enough to land safely. And boom. First successful launch of Artemis 1 is now complete. Excellent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to tracking station and we're going to recover it. We're going to refurbish it and get it ready for its next mission. But I think I'm going to move on to some retro games. Grames. Why do I always say Grames? So we'll exit that. Shibbity bop to do. Let me switch that to there. And we'll quit Kerbals. Quit the main menu. But yeah, I've got some retro games. See, I said it right that time. And yeah, I'm gonna play them. Yes, yes. I'm still waiting for you to quit, Kerbal. Come on. There we go. Alrighty then. So let us bring out the picker list, or picker wheel, from the list. Shibbity bop, doo doo, ba da boo ba. Alright, so there's supposed to be more in here. So I've got to add more from my list. Still trying to find some of these games that, for some fucking reason, just don't seem to work on certain websites, but others do. So, it is an interesting conundrum. Gotta add some more here, so bear with me here. Skype lines are open if anyone wants to call in. I know that annoys some people, but whatever. When did I ever show that I gave a shit? But hi, Tab. Hi. So, we're adding some more games on here. What do we have? 6. Add some more. I'll keep it to this. 6. Yeah, fine. No, but there was more. Where's the other one? Oh, because I didn't include them from there. Oh, makes sense. Okay. Let's add a few more. And that one, do we have that one? We don't. Yeah, we do. All right. 3, 6, 8. I can dig it. All right, so let's go to the webs here. All right. So, on our list today is Streets of Rage 2, Samurai Showdown, Tempest, Elevator Action, Afterburner, The Simpsons, and Captain America and the Avengers. That was the one I was mentioning and was having a challenge finding. And yeah, we'll see. What's the Wheel of Judgment say? Captain America and the Avengers. Alrighty. So, I just gotta get to here. Captain America. The graphics on this one aren't that good. Let's just be honest here. This is from arcadespot.com, so that sort of makes sense. Okay, my screen will respond here. All right, so in this game, made in 1993, no less, you get to play one of 4 Avengers. Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye, and the Vision. But it's
The Avengers!
remember this game. I certainly do in the arcades.
America still needs your help.
That's, especially true now more than ever.
Okay, go!
Hit detection. Shit. Wish you never came. So what's next? We've got to remove. Let's see. We've got to remove Captain America and the Avengers. And I'm feeling one more game, one more retro game. Question is, do I use the wheel? Because I really do want to play The Simpsons. So that's what I'll do. No wheel for the final selection. We're just going to go straight to The Simpsons. And we'll leave that. And retrogames.cc if you ever want to play this. The Simpsons. I just look it up. It's quicker. And yeah, this one has, in my opinion, the best selection of games. The games seem to work very well. And just trying to find the right one here. There's a lot of ones. There's 2 players, 4 players, World, Japan. I guess we only need the 2-player. Yeah, it's the game. It's the website I would recommend for playing this game. Already getting dark. Not a fan of the changes of the sun. All right, so check what the keys are. Let's see. Oh, I love playing this game in the arcade. I think I'll play as Bart.
Bart.
Bart. guys have ever played Hit and Run, Simpsons Hit and Run, that is probably the best Simpsons game ever made. Especially on the computer. So let's jump. Let's hit start moving in the right direction. So D needs to be S. D needs to be S. D needs to be S. And S, I guess, can be D.
How are you?
This definitely was a button masher back in the day. Yeah. Oh, but the combos that you could do with, like, if there was more than one person playing, Homer might be able to throw Bart at enemies and just do like a super combo and stuff, which is cool. Yeah, graphics were quite primitive. And one thing you'll know if you've beaten this game is that as soon as it ends and you defeat Mr. Burns, it goes right back to the beginning. So it's kind of like Pac-Man almost. Well, Pac-Man doesn't do that, it just basically stops working. Yeah. It starts all over again.
Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you?
Probably one of the best games in the future. First game. Or in the first season. There's a special move too that you could do with it. And inevitably, credit is used to play for the Yeah, this game would be so much fun. This website would let you have multiple players. Yeah, they really. I don't know if they actually have, but I think they could do well with remaking this game with more modern graphics. Still be pixely and two-dimensional.
Blow up your
we need an
balloon
improvement
and
from
go
it.
after Maggie. Ready? Go!
What? No! I was there! That's bullshit. Crusty Land.
Who the hell are you?
That was a fake Krusty. It's Garguts, man. I mean, Otto. How do I do that? Oh. I can't remember which year this came from. I'm gonna have to guess possibly the second season of Simpsons. Ooh. Come on. Five more credits. Yeah, I definitely liked this game as a kid. It's unfortunate that the graphics don't hold up as they did. Or they could have, but hey, who knows? Maybe they will release a remake. If you know, if I had this on the arcade, probably be a lot of fun. Play with a bunch of people.
What? Look for, man. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you?
Just a balloon. Come on, Bart, come on. Two more credits. Ooh. Get him? Yes. Springfield Discount Cemetery. Simpsons turned to shit after season 9. One more credit. If I don't get this, it's game over.
Crucified, man. Crucified, man.
Oh, the Nintendo version of Bart versus the Space Mutants. Oh, what a terrible game. So difficult. Real credits. Well, there it is. A little bit of The Simpsons. We're going for flowers and that's not bad. Just a little gaming. I accomplished what I set out to do, which was to attempt to recreate tomorrow morning's potential launch of the Artemis 1 rocket. And, yeah, I succeeded there, so I'm happy with that. And then I got to show you guys a couple more retro games that you either have never played or perhaps have played quite some time ago. So, if anyone wants to call in, I'll give you a couple of minutes. Other than that, we're going to wrap it up. And we'll see if that thing with Jesse works out today or whatnot. And see if we do that live show about conspiracies and all that. Joe, like I said, may be going live, so I have no idea. Not sure if anyone else is going live. Yeah, I had fun. I had fun playing Kerbals. I always do. And yeah, it's a different game, and I do talk the science, but some people like that. Some people don't like that. And that's just the way it is. But, yeah, well, we got the countdown going here. I'm going to make some dinner. Not for a while, but that is on the books. And tomorrow is AW Dynamite. There's that. Full Gear on Saturday. Pay-per-view. I don't watch WWE, so I don't know about that. For some reason, I think that somebody else was telling me they were going to do a stream. Or possibly multiple, but for the life of me, I can't remember. All right, well, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Good stream, good games played. I had fun. Got to showcase the games that I enjoy. And, yeah, you were here to enjoy it. So on that note, I am Devious Dave Rose, and we shall see you next time.